Before we begin today's video, I'd just like to remind folks that I run a Twitch channel. I use my Twitch to stream games, quizzes, countdowns, Q&As, and much more. So please make sure to follow me on Twitch to be notified every time I go live. Howdy folks, Jamboree here, and welcome to another episode of Puppet Panic. In this video I'm going to be talking about Peter Jackson's very first movie, Bad Taste. The Astro Investigation and Defense Service send their agents Barry, Frank, Ozzy, and Derek to investigate the town of Kaihoro, which has been taken over by man-eating space aliens disguised as humans, led by the evil Lord Crumb, who wants to process humanity into his new galactic fast food product. Our heroes have to stop this cosmic menace while also rescuing a hostage. I know that this will sound weird, but this movie is very nostalgic to me. You see, this film was a big part of my teenage years, because it taught me that anyone can make a big-scale movie, no matter how little money they have. So, when revisiting this movie, I felt a rush of happy memories coming back. All because I watched this film religiously in my mid-teens. It's one of the major films that inspired me to become a director. What makes this movie so appealing to me is its homemade charm. Peter Jackson produced this film on a tiny budget with help from friends and family. You can argue how cheap Bad Taste looks all you want, but Jackson's high-scale ambitions are astounding, and his fight against constraints or limitations are incredibly commendable. The film's story is as simple as they come, a humans versus aliens battle to the death. But Peter Jackson uses this basic premise as a springboard for creative set pieces and imaginative ideas. It's not just scene after scene of men gunning down aliens. The boys have to be inventive when pushed into a corner, and constantly on their toes when sneaking around. Even though the movie shows its budget, Jackson uses filmmaking principles and techniques that demonstrate promise and potential for a first feature film. I mean, you can tell that a lot of intellectual planning went into constructing scenes. Jackson's attention to detail and ability to keep the stakes high proved that he had immense talent from day one. Heck, apparently most of the film was improvised on set, which makes the meticulous filmmaking even more jaw-dropping. So what about our movie's heroes? Well, I can't really say that they're decent people, especially when they admit that they only wear masks to avoid accountability if they accidentally shoot a citizen. They're basically 80s anti-heroes through and through. However, there's a charm to their camaraderie as a team. You can tell that these guys are close mates, especially Frank and Ozzy, who share a very believable friendship and always have each other's backs. I also like that Jackson lets his actors keep their natural New Zealand dialects. Bad Taste is clearly trying to emulate Hollywood blockbusters, but no one puts on a fake American accent. And it's fantastic to hear our movie stars talk in their native tongues, because it gives the film an endearing cultural identity. I mean, you can tell that this movie comes from down under as soon as someone opens their mouth, and I love that.
I just wish we didn't have to wear all this crap.
Yeah, but you know what the rules are. When we work undercover, we have to remain faceless.
Oh, I get it. Just in case we kill a lot of innocent people.
Don't you forget, Oz, we're only authorised to use violence when there's a threat to the planet Earth.
And the moon.
Yeah, and the moon.
Let's be fair though, the best character in the movie is Derek the Scientist, played by Peter Jackson himself. This quirky and eccentric nerd is the real star of the movie. He's a strange and weird guy, but that's what makes him so compelling to watch. At one point in the film, he falls off a cliff. He crushes his skull, but by some miracle, he survives with a cracked head and spends the film trying to keep his brain from falling out. He's barely alive anymore, yet he keeps persevering, fighting on in this crusade against evil alien invaders. all while taking a manic pleasure in slaying every space monster he comes across. Peter Jackson steals the movie with his cartoony performance. It's so hilariously over the top, and he just goes crazier and crazier as the movie goes along.
Derek! Bastard!
Jesus, he's gone apeshit.
Many fans actually wish that Peter Jackson did more acting roles because he's so entertainingly charismatic as Derek. Jackson also plays one of the aliens, Robert, and what's funny is that Derek and Robert have a fight on a cliff, so we're basically watching Peter Jackson fighting himself. As gory and violent as Bad Taste is, every drop of blood is backed with a laugh. There's a gallows humour to the movie that gives it a lot of comical personality, and stops it from being too nihilistic or cynical. There's quotable one-liners from our action stars.
I'm a Derek. Derek's, don't run.
Relatable banter between the team.
We ought to have a look around. If these are aliens, they might have parked a spaceship somewhere around here.
They might have come in a telephone box.
And lots of funny slapstick comedy.
Shit! Somebody could get killed in here.
Heck, a lot of the cult appeal of the film comes from its cheeky self-awareness and wink to the audience. The thing is though, as goofy and campy as the film can get, I actually think it can be effectively creepy at times too. There's a chilling atmosphere to this town, because every human has been slaughtered for alien fast food, so our heroes are basically walking through a ghost town, where the only civilians are space monsters disguised as humans. This is made all the more disturbing by how normal and typical this seaside town looks. Plus it's the last place you'd expect to be taken over by aliens. The fact that Lord Crumb's human disguise looks like your everyday businessman or politician is quite unnerving too, because he could easily slime his way into high places and gradually turn Earth into a meat factory for his fast food line. There's no denying that he's aware of this as well. Look, I know that this is a silly movie that's mainly played for laughs, but sometimes Peter Jackson does lean into the horror, and it gives the film a tasty edge. Mwah. The special effects are a big reason why this film has gained attention over the years, because they're very impressive for what's essentially a home movie made by Peter Jackson and his mates. The effect sequences are twice as impressive when you realise that Peter Jackson had a micro budget and no studio backing to support him. From over-the-top explosions that required careful preparation and timing, to stunt work that looks so risky that they add a tangible sense of danger to fight scenes. The space creatures themselves have really memorable designs. They have elements of your typical conventional aliens, but they've been grotesquely exaggerated at the same time. If you showed these aliens to a hardcore horror fan, they would immediately go, oh yeah, those are the ones from Bad Taste. To portray these aliens, actors had to wear latex suits and fiberglass animatronic masks. The puppetry for these masks isn't perfect, but they're pretty good for the film's limitations, and I think they give the aliens an otherworldly weirdness when they talk. Puppetry was also used to make an alien look like he's vomiting, an effect that looks pretty decent, and you only realise it's a latex puppet once someone points it out. Plus we get some funny seagull puppets in one scene too. The film knows they look fake and just embraces the cheesiness. I encourage folks to check out the documentary Good Taste Made Bad Taste, because it shows how Peter Jackson not only pulled off all of Bad Taste's special effects, but also the intricate work that went into the aliens' puppetry. This is a film that took 4 years to make. It had its ups and downs, from police interference to actors constantly dropping out, so it's amazing that it even got finished. To conclude, Bad Taste is a very fun B-movie that shows that a film's budget should not limit a director's talents, skills, or sense of humour. It teaches amateur filmmakers that anyone can make a Hollywood-scale movie if they put their minds to it, fight against their limitations, and find the right people to work with. If you're a Peter Jackson fan who's after something on the same level as Lord of the Rings, then you might be disappointed. But if you just want a campy alien invasion comedy full of splatter gore and twisted laughs, then check out Bad Taste right away. So what did you think of Bad Taste? Let everyone know in the comment section below, and don't forget to click that like button. I've been Jamboree, and if you want more film and animation related content from me, then please subscribe to my channel. Cheerio, folks.
You should be running.
It's coming for us.